Paige is a trophy wife. That's out the box, but
I don't think she's a trophy wife.
Welcome back to Supernova Traveler. If you are new, thank you for joining our Travel Around the World family. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are returning, thank you for your support and share my channel and continue your journey. Today we review Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episodes 2 and 3. Hello, stranger, until awkwardness do us part. And let me tell you, this was definitely an awkward episode. Our first couple is Clara and Ryan. So we come back to the episode and Ryan and Clara are still blindfolded at the altar. Bridesmaid and the groomsmen come up and take the blindfold off. And Ryan and Clara seem like they're actually very pleased with one another.
Any decisions lightly. His decisions are from a place of research and weighing consequences of both the positive and negative against short and long-term effects.
You are my dad.
Ryan has some beautiful vows and they were good, but I honestly feel that he should save them for like the 5-year anniversary and not for Married at First Sight, because that is a lot of expectation for meeting someone at first sight, and we kind of know how this show goes sometimes. I'm still shocked that last season we got 3 couples out of the 5. So these type of antics always make me a little bit skeptical. Clara's vows were way more realistic. I liked them. She didn't set too high expectation, but she said what she would like to do, which I enjoyed. They kiss at the altar. Despite the 2 introductions, I think they look really good together, and when they get their 15 minutes to know each other, they seem to ask good questions, and the conversation seems to flow between important questions as well as meandering talk. So I enjoy like listening to them speak to one another.
O-U-B-R-E is my last name.
Mrs. Oubre. Clara Oubre. Sounds like pig Latin, but...
I actually have really high hopes for them both and believe this could be a really good match. They get down to the wedding reception and Clara's father hits the nail on the head with his speech and describes his daughter as a chatty Cathy since the age of 3.
Now, Clara has had the gift of gab since a very early age,
for which Ryan has already become much aware of.
Oh my god, there was so much makeup on my face. Also, I like this veil out of my hair. Like...
Ryan's friend does a really cute speech which really reflects how caring Ryan is as a person. During
A simple text, it's all we need. And it's just FaceTime after FaceTime after FaceTime. He's there for you. He really pushes.
During the first meet and greet, Clara is very open and discloses that her greatest fear in this experiment is that she will fall in love with Ryan, but he will not love her back. So that is their storyline for this season, is one being easily falling in love and one not so easily falling in love. Our next couple, Haley and Jacob. I'm worried about Haley. She seems very apprehensive, as if she was not ready for this type of leap, although she signed up for this show.
What if he has no personality? What if he's a terrible person? What if I don't like him? What if he doesn't like me? What if I don't like his friends? What if he doesn't like mine?
I like Jacob. I think he has a really great sense of humor, but his voice is like watching paint dry, like being on hold for a bill collector, like being in California traffic. It's just so... I can't. Like, I don't think I will be able to talk to him for a long period of time. I don't feel chemistry through the TV with the pair yet, but I think they can grow. I'm having hope for this couple because I think they look good together and Jacob seems very flexible. I'm still waiting for Haley to say something positive about Jacob, although every person who talks to him looks bored out of their mind.
But I'm not going to settle for someone just because I was matched or just because I want to be married. I want to have a relationship and be married to the right person.
But they too have a first dance. They have very respectful conversations with the families. And they seem like genuine people and they're not faking it. So I'm hoping that they really do grow towards each other. Okay. Paige and Chris. This relationship is... no. Let's just start. We continue the episode with the nuptials of Paige and Chris. I'm not going to like Chris this season. I can already tell he is going to bring the drama, but he is just too immature for marriage. We go into his obvious storyline of him wanting a woman who accepts him for who he is and not for his success, when we all know his ego gets a boost from women chasing him for his money. So after his supposed storyline intro, we see Paige, who gets a piece of jewelry from him.
This is beautiful.
You should put it on.
We gotta put this on.
Someone had told him something because of my infinity.
Maybe God told him just let it happen.
So I guess that whole thing about not being wanted for his money goes out the window, into the trash. They get downstairs and Chris sees Paige and he is disinterested. Just like I thought, Paige is not his type and he is not attracted to her.
I'm ready to see my daughter-in-law. If she's pretty and saved, it's a wrap.
But if she ain't,
If she's ugly,
He is so disinterested that he even asks if he can kiss her at the altar, and when she says yes, he says where? On the forehead, the cheek, and she is like, no, the lips.
sure.
on the cheek, on
You can give me a kiss.
on the lips. Okay.
Now people may have seen this as a funny joke, but ladies and gents, it was not. He did not really want to kiss her. I honestly think he is not really going to want to sleep with her at first in order to not lead her on or bond with her, but it's going to click in his head that his experiment is like 3 months and he going to want to have sex just cause, and he will do so knowing he isn't really interested. Anywho, back to the recap. They kiss at the altar and go do their 15-minute talk or get to know each other. He automatically leads with money again by talking about his franchise business when he should have just said he was a financial advisor, since he is trying to find the woman who wants him for him, quotation.
Black franchise owner of a particular brand in Atlanta, and I should be closing on my first house next week.
They talk about the church etc. They take the wedding photos and he barely wants to touch the girl, and it's so bad because you can tell that he is kind of Paige's type, but even she knows that they aren't really connecting.
I just don't really feel connected. I just wish he was like looking at me a little bit more.
No, not to jump too far ahead, I'm a bit sad because Paige knows that they aren't really connecting and she is going to fill this void with sex. It also doesn't help because I felt during the reception, Chris' father really overstepped and had a very inappropriate conversation with Paige.
it's his father-in-law and daughter-in-law, and this is the master key for him. Working the hours that he worked,
Right.
he wants the touch of his wife. He wants to be intimate with his wife.
It was as if he was a misogynist that felt women were only good for making babies and nothing else, and I'm going to keep the rest of my thoughts to myself.
And he don't want that to be once a month, but he wants that to be, once you understand and grow together, he wants it to be pretty consistent, you know? I mean,
At the reception, Chris and Paige have their first dance, and all Chris is talking about is materialistic things. Even while he is eating dinner with her, he seems like he is ignoring Paige. Everyone in his party or entourage keeps saying she is beautiful, but only really commenting on her body. It just
like a big commission check. So 1 month turned into 2, 3, almost 4.
It just seems like a group of immature men. Chris has a chance to speak with the bridesmaids, and he basically tells them how unattracted he is to Paige. He goes as far as to say she is not a trophy wife.
Paige is so used to dealing with dudes
Like
who she's
trophy wives.
but Paige is a trophy wife. That's out the box. But
I don't think she's a trophy wife.
I feel
So Paige does not match Chris' ideal of beauty at all. Chris states that after talking to Paige, he can see why on paper they match, but admits to production that he is not attracted to her in hopes that the attraction will eventually grow. Later,
I'm not 100% attracted to her. like when I saw her initially, it was like, this is different from what I'm used to.
Later, Paige girlfriends try to save face and tell Paige to just take things a little slow, and all three of them are trying to find redeeming qualities about Chris. The only quality Chris has is that he is blunt and does not have a filter. I also think, by the way he interacts with people, that he has a tendency to gossip and talk about people behind their back and not to their face. Chris mentions that he sees Paige more as a friend. I don't know if Paige will ever get out of the friend zone. This couple is going to be a bumpy ride. This man said when things got hard, he had his friends and needed companionship from his last relationship, and that's why they kind of had trust issues.
I felt like I didn't have her undivided attention. I did have my friendships, you know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I was missing companionship.
I'm done. Like, Chris is a whole walking red flag. He needs to get at least 10 more years before he should ever be married to anyone. Our next couple is Virginia and Eric. I don't like Virginia's whole look, like her whole makeup and hair. It just doesn't look good to me. It looks very tattered and a little bit sweaty. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but that's just how I feel. We watch as she sits in her room getting ready for her wedding, and I can't help but view them all as children sitting home under a makeshift tent talking about their future husbands. This girl does not seem like Eric's type, nor does she seem ready for marriage. She gets downstairs after getting fully ready, and her makeup looks like she is sweating it off and that she may have went into this wedding a bit tipsy. Eric tells her that she is beautiful, but I guess it's what he likes. As I watch them get married and they go off to get to know each other, it's as if these people do not match at all. I'm not feeling any type of chemistry through the TV yet. They seem attracted to each other, which is a good start, but I don't know if the connection Virginia is feeling is real. I think it is mostly surface and excitement.
I literally packed us like a cooler to bring up in the suite. Bridesmaids might be a little drunk, but it's fine.
She reports within the first 15 minutes of meeting Eric that she filled a cooler with alcohol for them to continue to drink in the room. Honestly, the amount of crying and laughing Virginia was doing made me feel very uneasy. Watching Eric take it all in was also hilarious because he is looking like, what is going on and who is this woman in video, and his voiceover is all about how connected he feels and how beautiful Virginia is. Out of all the guys, I think he may get lucky tonight if Virginia does not get too drunk to the point of puking. The families right now seem to be getting along, and Virginia finds out that Eric is boring, traditional, and has friends. Virginia finds out that Eric is boring, traditional, and his friends have her thinking about what she's really got herself into.
For fun. I like the person that's always doing everything. Sporting events, concerts, EDM festivals, like everything.
Going out, partying, clubbing, not gonna be him. Staying home, like doing a nice dinner or something, that's like his jam.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny listening to them talk and get to know each other, because Eric keeps talking about how traditional he is, and Virginia keeps talking about how much of a wild child partier and going out and being in social life she is. Alright, our last couple, Brianna and Vincent. We see Brianna getting ready and she states she is risk adverse. I wonder where we heard that line before. We then go see...
A lot is about to happen. I am jumping into this, and it's very scary because I'm a risk-averse person when it comes to certain things.
We then go see Vincent. He talking about how godly he is, and I'm like, wait, bruh, weren't you the one trying to take strippers backstage during the bachelor party? But let's move on. They both have cute vows and kiss at the altar, and they are both very attracted to each other. Now, the first 15 minutes meeting that we see, they don't really talk about anything but surface things. The conversation doesn't seem to flow as easily, but it is flowing. So I'm currently on the fence about this couple. They do sit down, and at the wedding dinner, Brianna does inquire about his work, and when he explains it, she seems very supportive. For some reason, when I hear Vincent talk, I feel like he is not all the way there, but they will do good because they have chemistry, and their focus currently is on their attraction to one another, but I hope they dig deep throughout the season.
Because he clutched my hand like this instead of holding it like this. When he holds my hand like that, I feel as if he'll be my secure blanket.
Well, thank you so much for joining me for another review of Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episodes 2 and 3. I'm going to continue to watch. I know that Episode 8 came out on Wednesday, so I'm going to try to do 2 shows a night, and hopefully I'll be caught up by Saturday or Sunday, at least before next Wednesday, and have all my reviews out. I don't like Chris, and I don't think Virginia. Those 2 individuals I do not think are ready for marriage. All the other couples, I think that they're probably do fairly well. So far, Clara and Ryan have become my fave because I think that they're a really good match. Actually, they just feel good on screen right now. So please stay tuned for the next reviews.